What if I told you that one of the biggest shakeups in U.S. intelligence just happened, and it's making waves across Washington? That's right. On Tuesday, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard announced that she has stripped security clearances from 37 current and former national security officials. Some of these individuals were involved in the intelligence community's original assessment that Russia interfered in the 2016 election. This move comes as part of a wider effort by the Trump administration to reset how intelligence is handled and also to push back against what they describe as years of politicization inside America's most secretive agencies. According to a memo circulated within U.S. intelligence agencies, the officials who lost their clearances were accused of either politicizing or manipulating intelligence, leaking classified information, or failing to meet professional tradecraft standards. But here's the twist. The memo doesn't actually list specific evidence of wrongdoing. Instead, it broadly charges these individuals with breaking trust with the American people. For critics, that's a red flag. They say revoking clearances without clear justification undermines the stability and independence of U.S. intelligence. This isn't the first time the Trump administration has revoked high-profile security clearances. Back in March, President Trump issued an order stripping access from several prominent Democrats and political rivals. That list included former President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, former Secretary of State. Now with Gabbard's new announcement, the focus has shifted directly onto those who worked in intelligence during the Obama and Biden years. Many of them were connected to the 2017 intelligence assessment that concluded Russia tried to influence the 2016 election in Trump's favor. While that assessment was backed by several intelligence agencies at the time, the Trump administration has spent years questioning its validity and accusing former officials of misrepresenting facts for political purposes. The fallout is already being felt. National security lawyers and intelligence experts have raised alarms, saying that revoking security clearances en masse, without a detailed and transparent review, could harm the integrity of the system. They argue that security clearances are typically tied to individual behavior, things like safeguarding classified materials, not political disagreements. By linking clearances to past positions on policy or analysis, they warn the administration may be setting a dangerous precedent. But Tulsi Gabbard insists her move is about restoring trust. In her post on X, she wrote that holding a security clearance is a privilege, not a right. She accused some officials of putting their personal agendas ahead of national security priorities. From her perspective, this is about depoliticizing intelligence and holding people accountable who, in her view, cross the line. Whether you agree or not, it's a clear signal that this administration is serious about reshaping how intelligence operates. It's worth pointing out that the memo didn't specify whether all of the 37 individuals actually still had active clearances at the time. Some may have already left government service. That means, for a portion of this group, the revocation may be more symbolic than practical. Still, the symbolism matters. Removing clearances, even from retired officials, can limit their ability to work as consultants, join think tanks, or participate in private sector jobs that require classified access. Meanwhile, Trump himself has been making headlines on foreign policy. In an interview with Fox News, he ruled out sending U.S. troops to Ukraine as part of any future peace agreement with Vladimir Putin. This statement was aimed squarely at reassuring his America First base, many of whom strongly oppose U.S. military involvement abroad. At the same time, it adds another layer to ongoing debates about how the U.S. should balance supporting Ukraine with avoiding deeper military entanglements. The decision to revoke these clearances also comes alongside broader efforts within the Trump administration to challenge and even discredit the 2017 Russia assessment. Earlier this summer, Gabbard released documents that she said revealed a treasonous conspiracy by Obama-era officials. She even referred some of them for criminal investigation. CIA Director John Ratcliffe backed her up with his own review, while Attorney General Pam Bondi has directed federal prosecutors to look into whether intelligence was misused during that period. But critics argue that these investigations and clearance revocations are politically motivated. They say the administration is using the intelligence community as a tool to punish rivals and reframe the narrative of the Russia investigation. Democrats, in particular, accuse Trump and Gabbard of distracting from other political controversies, including ongoing legal cases. To them, this is less about security and more about political score settling. The controversy also highlights just how complicated intelligence work really is. Assessments about foreign interference, like Russia's actions in 2016, are based on classified sources, human intelligence, and cyber data that the public rarely sees. Disagreements over interpretation are normal in that world. But when those disagreements spill into the political arena, they can shake public trust. That's what makes Gabbard's decision so divisive. It blurs the line between national security and political accountability. Another key detail: Gabbard has repeatedly emphasized that she wants to depoliticize the intelligence community. Her critics say that's ironic because, in their view, she's doing the opposite, weaponizing intelligence against political opponents. Supporters argue she's cleaning house after years of misconduct. The truth may lie somewhere in between. Either way, the move is sparking debate not just in Washington, but across the country about what role intelligence should play in democracy. Mark Zaid, a well-known national security lawyer whose own clearance was previously revoked, called the decision unlawful and unconstitutional. He compared it to the kind of actions seen during the McCarthy era, when people's careers were destroyed over accusations of disloyalty. Comments like that underline just how charged this moment is. Security clearances are not just about access to secrets. They're about credibility, livelihood, and the ability to serve in public or private roles. For everyday Americans, this story may feel distant, but it has real implications. Intelligence assessments influence foreign policy decisions, military strategies, and even election security. If the people who produce those assessments are seen as political actors rather than objective analysts, it can erode trust in the government's ability to protect the nation. That's why debates over clearances, documents, and investigations matter far beyond the halls of power. So where does this leave us? On one hand, the Trump administration is signaling a firm stance against what it views as politicized intelligence. On the other, critics warn that revoking clearances without clear evidence undermines democratic norms. The truth is, this battle over security clearances is really a battle over trust. Trust in government, trust in institutions, and trust in those who hold America's secrets. And as this story develops, one thing is certain: the fight over intelligence in Washington is far from over.